What's up, y'all? Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. Welcome back to another here tonight. We are presented by Survivor Mode Music and Media. Check them out for all your music and media needs. What's up, y'all? How's it going today on this lovely Monday afternoon? It's Monotfahme Monday, you know what I mean? So it's great to have y'all back today. And we've been doing a healing series lately, and we've talked about a couple different things. We've talked about, just basic understanding of self-love. We've talked about the things that we put in our bodies. We talked about the things that we put on our bodies. And today I want to talk just like about, I guess, kind of spirituality and like, I don't know, different things that we can do to connect ourselves with our oneness or creator. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. And I guess whatever else gets channeled through me and whatever else wants to be heard and seen. So I just really want to talk about like meditation and things like that. These are things that like I do. Obviously, you can do whatever works for you and whatever is like calls to you, whatever you feel connected to, no judgment at all whatsoever. We all have our own journey and we all have to walk that journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's not for me to say what's right, what's wrong, any of that. So, just only thing I and what, I feel like works for me. And you guys have to figure out what works for you best in your life too. So, maybe some things that I say will resonate with you and maybe some things won't, and both are okay. So, yeah. And maybe you guys have some ideas that you could share with people too of things that work for you. Because you're not the only one. There's a group of people like you that would be super happy to have that little bit of knowledge or that little idea because maybe it was something that they didn't think of, but it resonates super heavy with them. And yeah, now you definitely helped them. You passed on a message. That's what's really dope is that the universe or our creator, God, whatever you want to call consciousness, higher power, higher self, whatever you want to call that, which is us all, has just like this really dope way of connecting with us and speaking to us and sending us messages. And sometimes it's through people, it could be through a stranger, even. Like, that's what's so cool is like, it could be a complete stranger might tell you something and you don't even know why that person is telling you that. And it's because they probably don't even know why they're telling you that either. It just came to them to say, so they said it. I mean, that happens to me a lot. A lot. People will ask me questions of stuff or ask me for advice. And I'm not really the person to just give advice because who am I? I mean, I'm just a person like any of you are. So, my advice, I guess, is just as good as anybody else's. But sometimes just messages will just come through you, words you don't even know. It just comes out of your mouth, right? Have you ever had that happen before where it's like you don't even know where what you just said came from? It just kind of flowed out. Yeah, that is definitely a divine connection, definitely a message that was supposed to be relayed. It wanted to be heard, it wanted to be seen. It was for you. So that's what's really cool. Some of you may have a message out for someone else. So if you have ideas on how things that work for you with connecting, with your higher power or creator, source, whatever you'd like to call it. Um, please feel free to share those as well, because, like I said, somebody out there might like to hear it. So, um, yeah, I'm also right now in Clubhouse. So if anybody likes to listen in Clubhouse and doesn't want to look at my face, I don't know. Anybody in Clubhouse, though, if you want to come over to like Facebook or Twitch or Twitter or YouTube, you could definitely see the comments that get put up, or check out the replay later because it'll be around. So, yeah. So I started recently doing meditation on Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram and you're interested in meditating with me in the mornings, you're welcome to follow me at I am Melody Waters on Instagram. And I don't know, I just wanted to talk about like meditation with you guys and how it's helped me and maybe can help you too, you know? So let's get into it, shall we? So, like, I wanted to start meditating some years ago. I want to say like 6-7 years ago, I wanted to start meditating. It was something that I was like kind of like sparked an interest in and was kind of like interested in learning more about it and trying it. And I kind of tried a couple times, but I just gave up like, oh, I can't do this. It's too hard. I don't like it. It's not for me. Like, whatever. I just kind of had this like negative perspective and outlook on it because it was too hard and it wasn't working. So that is definitely where I come from. And I'm pretty sure that there's other people that can relate to that, whether you're a current meditator or somebody who has tried and said, this is too hard. It's not working. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing it wrong. All of the things, right? All of the negative, like, things to stop yourself from continuing, right? So I went through that and I didn't meditate for a long time. I tried a few different times, but every time it was like thoughts just kept coming in. I couldn't like seem to focus or just like sit still long enough. I'm a very energetic person. I have a lot of energy. So like to just sit still was like, I don't want to just sit here. And then I just bombarded with thoughts. I don't know about you guys. My brain is just like, it moves so fast. I always have thoughts and things going on. I have thoughts on top of thoughts. I think when I'm sleeping, like, do you guys do that? I have thoughts while I'm sleeping. Like, okay, so I was going through this and it just felt like overwhelming. Like I was never going to be able to do it, right? Like I wasn't going to be able to meditate because for me, from what I understood meditation to be, it was like a complete silence of the mind, a complete silence of everything. You're completely still. You're like, there's no thoughts going on in your head. It's just like this blank, like just darkness. It's like all I could think of is what that's meditation is supposed to be. It's just this complete, like perfect solitude of silence. And having that kind of like false understanding of it put a pressure on me that was not needed to be there at all. So flash forward some years, right? I got a book and this book was called like the best guide to meditation. Man, I wish I would have brought it with me. Why didn't I bring it with me? Anyways, we won't get into that, but it's called The Best Guide to Meditation. And I started to read that book. And the cool thing about that book is that they broke down all the things that I just had as overwhelming and excuses to not continue, right? So here's the thing, like I think a lot of people have this misconception of what meditating is or how it's supposed to look. And if you, like myself, had that understanding of like it's supposed to be just complete silence and you're just supposed to like, I don't know, everything has to be perfect, right? That's not the case. It's not the case at all. As a matter of fact, there's so many different ways to meditate, so many different types of meditation. There's so many different ways to focus your attention in meditation. Like it, it's limitless. And each and every person's meditating journey is going to be different and it's going to look different and it's supposed to. And that's okay. And some people do have completely silent meditations where they're able to block out the entire freaking world and just go into a zone and channel out like just like channel, what is it? I can't English apparently. Tunnel vision themselves, like some people can do that. They can shut off everything. They don't hear anything. They don't. Nothing affects them. They're just in a zone. And that's their way of meditating. And that's cool. That's great. That may not be your way of meditating. I know it's not mine. And from my experience, I've been meditating now for almost 3 years, like 2.5 years. I've been meditating now. And in my experience, when I very first started and I actually took it serious, once I read this book like literally changed my perspective on what meditation was supposed to look like. Because it let me know that it's okay if you have thoughts that come through your head. It's okay for you to get sidetracked and start thinking about dinner or what something else that you should be doing right now. Like, we're so constantly bombarded in our lives and there's, if we allow it, there is never a moment of silence. There is never a moment of nothingness. There's never a moment of just being. If we allow it, they will consume everything. And by they, I mean everything. TV, your children, your job, your this, your hobbies, your bring out the laundry list. Everybody has one. So if you allow it, you will have no time of silence, no time of receiving any kind of messages, right? But this gives you an opportunity to do that. And when I first started, I had thoughts coming in constantly, a great way for me is I would just kind of let them like just wash in and wash out. If I noticed that I started to lose or started to actually have a train of thought and I started to like think and started to go off into this tangent, whatever it was, like let's just say it's dinner. Let's say I just started planning dinner out and I realized that I'm planning dinner out. I would be like, okay, stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. I would just stop it and let it go and then try to focus back into my quiet place and my silence, get into my zone. But also with that, these thoughts are not always just random thoughts. Sometimes they aren't just dinner or what we should be doing or when we got to pick the kids up or when we got to go get the car washed. Sometimes it's not just those types of thoughts. Sometimes the things that come in, you're supposed to hear this. You're supposed to let it play out because it's a message, or it's a conversation that needs to be had or is being had on an energetic level between you and another person. Like some of those bombarding things are important and pay attention to them. It's almost like you'll notice the difference because what's meant to grab your attention will grab your attention. Have you ever noticed that? It could be the most randomest, smallest thing. For me, like something that just stuck out in my mind right now is sometimes when I'm walking along and I'll just happen to look down, but it's just a glance, it's not like I'm staring at the ground. And something will catch my eye, like it might be a penny. And for me, I pick coins up if they're face up. I don't know why. Don't ask me where I got that from. But if it's heads up, it was meant for me. That's just how I've always been, as long as I can remember. That's how I've been. So like if a penny, it could be a dull penny, like not even saying it's shiny, but it will catch my eye. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it was meant for me. So like same with your thoughts while you're sitting there and you're in your meditation, you're in your you have something that comes in. It's like if it's really meant for you to pay attention, it will be like it will grab your attention. Do you see what I'm saying? And it will hold your attention. So those types of thoughts, you want to let them play out. Let that play out. Just be aware. Just be in a state of presence. Like just be aware. Just live in the moment. Let it unfold. Just absorb, I guess. Is the only way I could think to say it. Those are really awesome things, and it's really cool. Like I don't know, sometimes I if you're having trouble having a conversation with somebody, or you don't know, you need clarity on something, or you can ask for those, set your intentions before you meditate, on what you would like to receive from that meditation. Do you just want a moment of silence to just be? You can do that. That's okay. Meditation, some people prefer to pray. I feel like you can pray even in meditation. Like, why can't you? I feel like you can sit there and you can speak. I do. I speak to source when I am in meditation. Sometimes I will literally ask right there, like, you know, um, can you please help me with this situation? Or what am I supposed to do? Or how is this benefiting, the collective or myself, which then benefits the collective? You know, you have the opportunity to do that. It's your direct connection with your creator, source, God, spirit, higher consciousness, higher self, whatever you would like to call that, which is us all. It's your direct connection to that source. So that is your time to be able to ask anything that you want to ask. Just like if you're in prayer, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. If you're in prayer and you're on your hands and knees, or your hands and knees, excuse me, I'm sorry, you're on your knees, like with your hands folded, and are you or are you not silencing your mind and concentrating and focusing to connect with your creator, right? Meditation is the same thing. Uh, you can speak to, you know, your higher consciousness if you want to speak in your meditation. That's my point, is that meditation is different for everybody. So it's a journey that's yours alone, and it's going to look different than mine. It's going to look different than your partners. It's going to look different than your friends. It's okay, no matter what it is, what your meditation looks like. It's okay. And the beauty of that is that, like I said, it's a journey. So you will grow as you go through this. As you continue to keep meditating, every time you do it, you build a stronger connection. You get more comfortable with yourself, more confident in what you're doing. And that connection just becomes stronger, and it's really cool. Like, I don't know, now I'm a person that's very easily distracted. I get distracted super easily, like a penguin, like, oh, shiny, like I seriously get distracted really easily. So for me to be able to stay in meditation, sometimes literally I think the longest that I can remember meditating has been like 45 minutes. And for me to be able to be still and to like really be focused and centered like that for 45 minutes is pretty astounding, actually. um so if I can do it, I know you can do it too. And the thing about it is it's just about doing it. To just do it. Don't have expectations necessarily, or don't put strict expectations on yourself. It's cool to have goals. Yes, you could say, today I'd like to sit for 5 full minutes. Like, shoot, I remember when I first started meditating, sometimes it was hard for me to sit for like 45 seconds. I'd be like, oh, I can't concentrate. Like all the stuff, right? So it's okay. Take your time. You can set goals, but don't be so hard on yourself to be like, oh, I didn't make the 5 minutes. And like, so you didn't fail. Did you make 2 minutes? Did you make 1 minute? You made something, right? You showed up, right? You put the effort in, right? You tried, right? You're making the conscious effort. When you make the conscious effort, that's like the biggest step you could possibly take. We could think about things and talk about things until we're blue in the face. But until we actually make an effort and a step forward in the direction of where we're trying to go, we can't possibly get there, right? I mean, unless y'all can levitate. If you can levitate, please teach me. Gosh, dang, I want to fly. So yeah, anyways, take your time and enjoy the journey. Like, enjoy the process. It's fun. It's not something that it's not supposed to be like this, like forced, like strict, stuck in a box. Stop trying to stick everything in a box, y'all. Stuff doesn't fit in a fucking box, okay? Like, literally pretty much nothing fits in a box, okay? We all have our own style. We all have our own way of living and doing everything that we do. So meditation and prayer are going to be the same way. Like, when you're connecting with your creator, with divine consciousness, like it's your connection. It's personal. It's something that's not gonna be like everybody else's, and no matter what you choose to do, whether it's be in prayer with your hands crossed, or in meditation, aka also prayer, with your hands on your on your lap, like you could do like this. I don't know. Muslims do it even different than that. We all, though, are connecting with our higher consciousness. We're all connecting with that divine source. So just know that your journey is beautiful, and be patient with yourself. Like, if you have thoughts that come in that you don't want to have, you can say cancel that. Like, if you have thoughts that come in that are something that maybe frightens you, or it's something that you don't think is part of your journey in your life, then cancel that. I do not consent. Those are super powerful words. Use them to your benefit. I do not consent. I use that. If somebody tries to say something negative about me, I do not consent. First and foremost, look, I have refrained for the most part. I'm not, I'm saying that I haven't ever said anything negative about myself. I get upset sometimes and say things about myself that are not true or that I do not mean. And I cancel that. And don't allow other people to talk negatively about you either. So cancel that. I do not consent. Excuse me. Like, use those words. They're powerful. You can use them in your meditations too. When you have a thought that comes in that you don't like, you don't adhere to that, it doesn't swing with what you're trying to do in your life, what you see for yourself, cancel it. I do not consent to that. I do not consent to that. So yeah, don't expect everything to be exactly how you want it to be right away. Give yourself time. Allow it to unfold. Allow your journey to just bloom and blossom and be what it's going to be, Life is like that too. And the more that we can just allow these things to happen, like the more that you would just allow your meditation to take its time and take its course, the more you're going to enjoy it, the more you will receive from it, the more you're going to get out of it, the more it's going to feel satisfying to you and beneficial to you. And the more I feel like you're going to get from it, as far as whatever messages you're looking for too. You have to let go, excuse me. You have to be open to receiving the messages. You have to be open to receiving, you know, the love that the universe has for you and the abundance that the universe has for you. The the opportunities that the universe has for you. You have to be open to receive them. If you're constantly blocking them, or you're constantly putting up a wall against them, you won't be open to them. You won't even see it. You won't even know what it is that you're looking at. So remember to ask for guidance and things like that. Like make make my blessings obvious to me, make my path obvious to me. Show me my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. Make it obvious to me. You can ask for whatever you want. The universe is here to give it to you. We're like been lied to for so much, for so long. And it's not even just us, y'all. Like, it's not even just us. It's people long before us. It's our parents, it's our grandparents, it's our great grandparents. Like, there's just been these huge, blatant lies that have just been passed down and passed on. And we continue to live them because it's all, I don't know if it's because it's like all we really know, like because it was shown to us for so long. It's like a tradition. It's almost like this nostalgia thing that people just don't want to let go of. Like, oh, we've always done it. Like, it's the same with like holidays and different traditions that maybe aren't even necessarily positive or beneficial to us. People will hold on to them because it's what they know. It's what we've always done, right? Well, it doesn't necessarily make it right, and it doesn't necessarily make it the best. And our whole like focus, I feel like, in life should be to always just be bettering ourselves, like growing to be a better version of ourselves. I mean, obviously I can't tell you how to live your life, and I can't tell you what your focus or what your purpose should be. You have to figure that out for you, because you are the only person that you are required to keep happy or to take care of it. I can't do that for you. So I definitely can't tell you how to live your life. But bettering ourselves and becoming a better us every day is something it's simple to do. It takes minimal effort to just say, you know what, today I'm gonna work on this. Like, to look at us ourselves, it takes minimal effort. I guess the it takes minimal physical effort, but I guess the hard part comes with admitting, right? Admitting. Admitting can be really difficult. And it's understandable. Like, to look at yourself, to have to really analyze yourself and look at yourself and be like, these are the things about myself that I'm maybe not so happy with. I feel like I could be better at. Like, that can be tough. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I want to say the old me, like yesterday was an old me though, like an older version of myself would have found it very, very difficult to admit that I was wrong, would have found it very, very difficult to really like admit anything about self that would be less than pleasurable. Like, for me to like say, like, yeah, you kind of got an attitude problem and like actually want to do something about it. Nah, I think it would have been way easier for past versions of myself to just say, like, I don't have an attitude problem. Like, you did this, so I did that. Like, it's so much easier to blame other people. And many of us do this. Um, some of us though decide one day, like, I can't fucking stand my life like this anymore. And everything can't obviously always be everybody else's fault because I'm constantly having X for an issue, like whatever it is. Some people have anger issues, some people have issues with how they speak to people. We all have our own things like that we should work on to better ourselves so that we can be presenting ourselves to the world as more our true self. It's really what it's all about, is becoming your truest form of yourself. Who are you really, like, at your purest form? At your purest form, who are you? A lot of us don't even know that ourselves. That's where the self-analyzation comes in. That's where the self-awareness comes in. You have to do that dirty, ugly work of looking at self and ripping all the layers of self down till you find the core, like, through everything, through all of the things that are less desirable about yourself that you maybe don't even want to admit to. Like, it's okay. The sooner that you realize these things about yourself and the sooner that you admit these things to yourself, you don't have to admit them to the whole world. You know what I mean? Like, it's the whole world can't change you. The whole world isn't going to be there to do the work. It's all about you doing the work in self, because the more that you can be the best version of yourself, the more that you can be the best version of yourself for the world too, for other people. The more that we love ourselves, fill ourselves up. You've heard that before. Fill up your own cup. Let it overflow. Love yourself. Be the best part of you. Like, the more that you can do that, the more that you're able to spread that love to other people as well. And it's important. It's super important. I know I've seen people talking lately where they say stuff like, oh, people are really selfish, talking about focusing on yourself and, you know, um, always wanting to worry about self. But we've never been taught to love self and to look at self and to know who is self and what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what triggers you. You know, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? What inspires you? What motivates you? What demotivates you? What makes you emotional? Are you emotional? Do you allow yourself to even see your emotions? If you don't know anything about yourself, you can't possibly change things about yourself. I hate to say the word fix because there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. Um, it's just it's enhancing, taking the version of you right now and saying, how can I be even more amazing? How can I even be more amazing than this person I am right here? Because the more amazing that I make me, the more I'm able to maybe help the next person, and teach them some of the things that worked for me, so that they can do that with themselves. And then do you see, just like how negativity and drama and hate can be a domino effect, so can love, and so can growth and healing, and those things can be a domino effect too. If I hadn't done any of the work to grow to the person that I am today, I couldn't be sitting here talking to you guys about the things that I do know, even if the things that I do know aren't half of what somebody else who's watching right now knows. There might be somebody watching right now that's like, girl, I've been meditating for 15 years and da 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 da, but I bet you that person could teach me some things. That's each one teach one. Like, There's so many little phrases, you guys, that we were taught that like literally have some serious meaning behind them, and they're really valid. And that's one of them. The more that we grow and we teach ourselves and we educate ourselves and we um, better ourselves, the more that we can do for other people. And then imagine a world of people who are able to love themselves properly, show love to other people properly. We would be so much more successful in other aspects of our lives, excuse me, collectively and personally, if that was the case. So we could sit here and talk about what we could do and how we could be better, or we can do it. We can take the step. We can make it happen. And I personally chose a few years ago that I could not stand my life anymore. And clearly I was the fucking problem. In a lot of scenarios, I was the problem. And if I wasn't the whole problem, I definitely helped instigate the problem or keep the problem going. I definitely played my parts. Do you see what I'm saying? It's never been just always somebody else. It's never been that. And I hope that you guys can look at your life and say the same thing. Where like you're like, okay, yeah, it's not always everybody else. If you're having difficulties in almost every aspect of your life, or if you have a lot of relational issues with people, with human beings, not even talking just about in intimate relationships, even friendships, business wise, at the store, I don't know, in traffic, like if you have issues with a lot of people and you notice this often, um it's time to look at self. It's time to look at self. Do it. Do the dirty work. I promise you it's so worth it. It's definitely worth it to bare yourself to yourself. What do you have to lose? And who what are you worried about? Like, you're not exposing yourself to anyone. You're not telling the world about all of your, issues and traumas and things that you've gone through in your life that have brought you to feeling the way you feel right now today. You don't have to tell the world about it, but if you can talk to self about it, you can bring it into meditation with you. These are places that you can actually do some work, some positive, beneficial, meaningful work. The more that you can be honest with yourself about things that you would like to see better, the sooner and more easily you're able to start to work on those things. Okay, once you become aware of the things that you want to work on, now comes the time where you put in the effort, the work. You gotta, every time. It's like with your like kids. If you ever had, if you have kids, or if you've ever had a pet that you had to teach, like for example a dog, because I think that's probably what most people could relate to, having a dog or a child. Those two entities, you want to give them the best chance at their future, right? So you want them to be the best behaved that you could possibly have them be. You want them to know the most that you could teach them, right? It takes time though, right? And it takes repetition. And that's what changing yourself and making things, trying to, better yourself, takes time, and it takes repetition too. It takes a conscious awareness. When you do something that you didn't want to do, something that you're trying to change, you have to discipline yourself. And I don't mean beat yourself up about it, or like punish yourself. I mean go, oh shit, I did the thing. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, There it went. I did the thing. Let's say it's talk negative about yourself. There I went. I talked negative about myself. What can you do? Okay. You noticed it. You made the awareness of it. You made yourself aware of it. You actually verbalized or internalized somehow to yourself. Okay. I'm aware that I did this. Now you have to fix it right then and there. You have to replace that behavior with the behavior that's positive, something that you can do that's positive. So, okay, you said something negative about yourself. Boom. Cancel that. Replace it. I am something positive, right? That's how you have to do it. And you have to do it like that until you get it, until it clicks. Okay. And it's not going to maybe click the first time. It might not click the 10th time. It might not click the freaking 30th time. But the 31st time might be that aha moment where the seed finally sprouted and it flourished, right? Boom. But you have to make that effort. You have to keep putting into your little pot, into your little, into your basket. You got to keep putting those little notches in there, those little pieces. They're going to start adding up. And do that with everything that you're trying to better yourself on. And here's the thing too, is remember that through all of these moments, when you're burying yourself to yourself, when you're peeling back all the layers, when you're making these awarenesses, when you're now noticing the things about yourself, because when you decide to start changing this thing about yourself, you're going to really notice how often you actually do this thing. You're going to be like, whoa, dang, I really do this. Like, that's when you're really going to notice how much you really do it. And it's okay. But be aware of that. And every time, be on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. That's what I want you to do. Hold yourself accountable. I don't want you to like talk to like get upset with yourself or I did it again. I'm never gonna get this. Like, don't do that. Don't do that, because that's not where we're going. We're not doing that. We are going to say to self, like, oh, okay, there it is. I did it. Okay. So now, boom, this is what I want to do instead. Nope, that is not who I am. Cancel that. I am, and say the positive thing about yourself, or do the positive thing. I have serious road rage. I get very angry when I'm driving sometimes, and I will cuss people out, something serious. So if I'm calling them stupid, this, that, and third, I'm really spewing like serious poison at somebody. And that is not okay for me to throw that negative energy at that person. There is vibration in that. There is actual power in my words. There's power in your words. There's power in your thoughts. There is a frequency that is released with your words, with your thoughts. They're associated with a frequency. So when I spew that poison at somebody, that's not okay. That's not okay. It is not okay for me to just lose my cool like that and start calling people stupid and all kinds of names, right? So now that I am trying to fix this about self, I obviously notice it a lot. And doesn't mean I don't do it, okay? But when I do it and I notice that I've done it, I cancel what I've said and I replace that. I have to replace that. I say something positive. I make excuses for that person. Maybe they were having a bad day, or maybe they were, distracted. Maybe they're sad. I just make excuses for that person, because here's the thing is, like, have I never, ever, ever messed up when I was driving? Did I never go too slow in the fast lane? Did I never get out the way fast enough? You know what I mean? Have I never done the things that I just got mad about this person doing? Because surely I have. Surely I have. All the years that I've been driving, surely I have messed up I have drove too slow in the fast lane and not got my ass out of the way fast enough. So, compassion, yo. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Understand that you are learning about yourself. You are making changes in self that have been things that you have done repetitively. They are now they're unconscious behaviors at this point, no matter your age, whether you're 22, whether you're 65, whether you're watching this and you're 17. If you have been doing these things for that many years, they are now part of your person, like you're part of your unconscious behaviors. So it's going to take stringent, conscious effort to change it, right? And it's going to take time. It took you time to get to the level that you are at now. It's going to take you time to release that. And it's okay. It's your journey and it's beautiful. You can start it today. Start it right now. If you haven't already. Take your time. Take your time with your meditating. Take your time with yourself. Take your time in this process of growth. Just love yourself through all of it. If you can look back and you can say, holy shit, the person that I was 2 years ago, the person I was 6 months ago, the person I was 10 years ago, the person I was 3 days ago is not me today. I have made effort. Like, I have made change. If you can really look at self and you can see that, you're doing great. You're in the right direction, right? And you have to do that sometimes too. Remember to do that, because that's part of being compassionate and loving yourself through all of your stages in life, is reflecting. Do some self-reflection. Look back on how the journey that you've traveled. You've made some serious ground. No matter what, you've made some serious ground in your life. We've all been through things and grown through things, even if we didn't realize that we were actually growing through them. Even if you weren't really super self-aware at the time, you still have grown through things that you can be proud of, or gone through things and survived that you can be proud of. And you should. And absolutely you should. Please do. Please remember to celebrate yourself. Please remember to celebrate the things that you have accomplished, no matter how small they may seem to you. Like, I'm trying to think of a small example, what might be considered to be little by somebody. Like, say you got 100% on a test, like that might be considered to be, whatever. I got 100. Be proud of that. Celebrate that. Celebrate that. If you are working on something about self and you got put into a situation and you didn't allow it to affect you how it normally affects you, fucking celebrate that shit. Even if you had it happen before yesterday and it affected you, but today when it happened, it didn't affect you. Celebrate that. Be proud of that. Just like your children or your dog, do you not give them a positive reinforcement when they do things that are, like you want them to do? Your child does their homework. Good job. Great. That's awesome. Like, and they see the fruits of their labor from doing the hard work. When your dog does something good, you tell them good boy, good girl. You give them a treat, right? Do that with yourself. Man, I'm so proud of you today, Melody. Like, you really let that go. Like, you normally would get super pissed about that. You normally would have flipped the fuck out if someone just cut you off like that. And you literally didn't even bat an eye. Like, you didn't even flinch at it. I'm super proud of you for that. Say that. Do that for self. You deserve that. You deserve that. You are worthy of that. And maybe somebody else isn't going to do it for you. And you know what? It's not anybody else's responsibility to do that for you, to celebrate you and applaud you. Now, when you have people in your corner that do that, appreciate those people because they're dope. um, but make sure you do that for yourself always. Always, even when people do celebrate you, celebrate self. Always celebrate self, man. Be proud of yourself for everything that you do, and that's what I would love for you guys to do tonight. Like when we get done here, like sit down with yourself, take a few moments with yourself, you know, check in. How are you feeling? Do you feel like there's something about your life or about yourself that you would like to see change or be a certain way or a different way or be better? Like, what is it and what would you like to see? How can you reach that? Is there steps that you know of that you can take? Are you aware of why you do the things that you do? Sometimes we have to be aware of those things too, you know? Being aware of why you react a certain way can help you to be compassionate to yourself and also can help you to figure out how can this not trigger me? If you know why it triggers you, maybe you can figure out how to make it not trigger you. Or if it does trigger you, you don't respond the same way. Because here's the thing that some of us don't realize too is that, you know, just because we don't react or just because somebody doesn't react to something doesn't mean it doesn't bother them. Doesn't mean they're not triggered on the inside. Doesn't mean they're not freaking out. They might be on the inside like, I will choke you. Ooh, you're driving me crazy, right? But on the outside, calm and cool and collected. It's not about how it makes you feel. It's not about that. It's about how you respond. It's about how you react. Actually, it's about how you respond because the difference between responding and reacting is that when we react, it's usually knee jerk. It's like an instant. It's a triggered response, like something that's instant. We didn't think about it. We didn't even process what happened. We just instantly. It's usually an emotional thing. Reacting is typically an emotional instant something, you know, you piss me off, I instantly react, right? You say something, I instantly react, come back. But when we respond to something, we stop for a second. We think about how we want to say what we want to say. We think about what we want to say or what we want to do in a situation. And you know what I just realized? I don't even know why I have these on. Who am I listening to? Whole time. Who am I listening to? I got hello. Let me patch you in. No, but now I just lost my train of thought. I should have just left it on. Anyways. Dang. What was I saying, y'all? Shoot. Oh, responding and okay. But when you give yourself time to really like think about what you're going to say and how you really feel about the situation and why do you feel the way that you feel about the situation and is it really that serious? Do I even need to give this a response? Some things don't even fucking deserve your response, low key, high key. Some things don't even deserve your response and your energy. Like, don't even waste your time. Don't waste your breath. But giving yourself time to respond is super powerful. It's super powerful in many ways. It's powerful because number one, you're the one in control. You have not allowed the other party to put you in a situation where you emotionally react and you maybe say something that you're going to regret, that could damage the relationship, that could damage the situation. Say you're in a business situation, and you allow something that somebody says to have you react in a negative way. You might have just messed up a really dope business situation by reacting instead of just stepping back for a second and processing and analyzing the situation before responding. And I'm speaking to self, by the way. Not just y'all. That one was for self as well. Always I'm speaking to self, though. I'm never just speaking to you guys because I'm growing constantly. I'm forever. My intention is to forever be growing, and I hope to every day be better than the melody yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, that's my intention. So yeah. In conclusion, y'all, take your time with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Find out the things about yourself that you would like to change, to grow, to nurture, and start making the effort. Taking the time for yourself, even if it's just a couple minutes out of your day that you can take for yourself to just be quiet and sit with self and take in those uploads and those downloads and upgrades and those messages, and just receiving all the beautiful energy that the universe has to offer you. You know, take your time with yourself. Be patient with yourself in this process. Love yourself through each and every stage. Remember that you are on a journey and that your journey is uniquely yours, okay? So don't try to compare yourself to somebody else, because you are absolutely fucking nothing like them at all. You can't be. You're not. You might have some similar tastes, you might have similar opinions on some things, but I promise you, you are all your own. You are all your own. You are uniquely you. Your journey is uniquely yours, and everything is going to be different. And it's okay. It's cool. It's amazing. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Love it. Love self through all of it, you guys. Okay. I hope that this has been beneficial for somebody. Clearly, this was meant for somebody to hear, because all these things just came out, and I never practice. I never like write anything down. I don't ever know what I'm going to say. I just let the words come to me. So I hope this helped somebody. Even if it just helped one single solitary person, then it was worth it. I love y'all so much. Remember to love yourself. I've been asking people on Instagram that come meditate with me in the morning to, oh, Crystal, you're amazing, goddess. Peace, love, and positive vibes to you. Thank you so much for showing up. No worries ever. You don't have to apologize. It's always here. The energy is always here. The love's always here. It's here no matter when you watch it. You could watch it tomorrow, a week from now. It's still valid, and it's still in the same moment. You know how time works. So I have been asking people on Instagram to step in front of the mirror, look at self, and say 3 positive things about self. So if you guys would like to come meditate with me in the mornings, please check me out on Instagram. I am Melody Waters. You can come meditate with me. There's some meditations already there. I kind of speak a little bit, just whatever comes to me, and then we meditate. And go on about our day. So if you guys would like to join me, excuse me, I feel like I have to. Excuse me. Thank you for anyone who blessed me. I would love to have you come join me in the morning times, or go ahead and check out the replays. I post them so you guys can check them out. You can either be there with us live or with me live, or you can check it out later. Thank you. Appreciate you. Feel free to do that. But please take a moment every morning and just name off, even if you just name off 3 things you're grateful for, just start to name off some things you're grateful for. It can be the smallest thing, even if you're just grateful for the breath you just took in or the voice that you're using to speak those words. Just do it. This is the way that we start. This is the way that we start our days to be fabulous. You know, you are in control of your day. You are the one that gets to decide when you wake up in the morning is what kind of day you're going to have. Is this going to be a positive, productive, successful, peaceful, loving day? Or am I just going to let this day come as it comes and see what happens? I choose to take control of my day, and I hope that you guys will too. Starting your day off by saying some things that you're thankful for with a smile on your face. If you got to force that smile, it's not going to last like that forever. I freaking promise you, you will only have to force that smile for just a little while. Because once you start becoming grateful and showing gratitude for things, you will just see how much you actually really have to be grateful for and how fucking beautiful life really is, okay? And then when you go wash your face and brush your teeth in the morning, stand there and say 3 positive things about yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your amazing, magical self in the mirror and say 3 positive things about yourself. And mean it. Even if you don't feel like it at the time, even if you don't really think that you're intelligent, say it, because you are. Even if you don't really feel like you're healthy, you're not feeling the greatest at the moment, you are healthy. You are perfect health. Say it. Claim it. It's true. It's yours. You can have it. Okay? I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. And keep doing it. Keep coming back for self. Keep showing up for self. You are going to see the progress. You will 100% money back guarantee see the progress if you do the work. And it's not super hard, and you can do it. And I'm fucking proud of you for being here, because that means that it actually means something to you. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. So, okay. You can start right now. You can literally start right now. You can say things you're grateful for right now and thankful for, and you can go tell yourself 3 positive things about yourself, and then you could start in the morning again too. So it's never too late. There's never a perfect moment. Just right now. Right now is always the perfect moment. It's always now. Always now. I'm going to get off here because you guys know I'll keep ranting and I'll just go on and talk forever. So I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for showing up today. Thank yourself for being here. You know, if you guys want to follow me on social media, you can follow Monotfahme on social media. It's Monotfahme everywhere that you go. It's spelled just how you see it, Monotfahme. You can follow me personally, Melody Waters, everywhere at I am Melody Waters. Literally everywhere except Snapchat is Melody's Closet. You can follow me there as well. I thank y'all so much for being here with me and supporting this platform. This is a space for you guys to be, this is a space for your voice to be heard as well. So if you have something that's not for you out in this world, or if you want to talk about something healing wise, growing wise, if you have a topic that you would like for me to touch on, I am super happy to do that. Please feel free to inbox me. Please feel free to comment wherever you're listening in at, and just let me know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. Let's get it. You know, it's this our world. So let's create it. Let's make it amazing. And come back every Monday. I'm going to be here. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Mondays, it's Monotfahme Monday, y'all. So have a fabulous week. I love y'all so much. Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. Peace.